Welcome to Parental Alienation and Narcissism by J. Claude McDaniel. This program is to help you heal and navigate through the hardships associated with narcissistic alienation. Please like and subscribe.
Welcome to episode 17. My name is J. Claude McDaniel, author and victim of alienation. I share my experiences, education, and provide valuable information that I hope will help you navigate through your plight. In this episode, I take you through executing what was learned in mediation. Part A is titled, The Real Work Begins. Part B will speak to building a future, one day at a time. Part A, Real Work Begins. The mediation room was empty. The paperwork had been signed. The discussions were over. The tension that filled the room only hours before had slowly faded. As Alex placed the mediation summary into his folder, he felt something unexpected. Relief. But also responsibility. Because he understood something many parents discover only later. Mediation is not the finish line. It's the starting line. The agreements had been made. The recommendations had been written. But now came the part that would truly matter. The everyday actions that would shape his future relationship with his children. For years, Alex had focused on preparing for mediation. Gathering documents. Organizing records. Preparing statements. Now he faced a different challenge. Living the commitments he had presented. The first thing Alex did was carefully review the mediation outcome. Not because he wanted to relive every conversation, but because understanding the agreement was essential. He wanted to know exactly what had been decided. What responsibilities he had accepted. What expectations existed moving forward. The clearer he understood the agreement, the easier it would be to honor it. And honoring commitments became one of his most important priorities. If parenting time was scheduled, Alex showed up. On time. Prepared. Positive. If communication guidelines were established, he followed them. Not occasionally. Consistently. Because children notice consistency. And consistency creates trust. The goal wasn't simply to comply with an agreement. The goal was to become a dependable presence in his children's lives. A parent whose actions matched his words. A parent whose children always knew what to expect. As the weeks passed, Alex discovered something powerful. The smallest actions often carried the greatest impact. Being present at school events. Helping with homework. Attending practices. Showing genuine interest in his children's lives. These ordinary moments became the foundation of something extraordinary. Trust. Trust isn't built through dramatic speeches. It is built through repeated experiences. 1,000 small moments of reliability. 1,000 demonstrations of love. 1,000 opportunities to show up. Alex also learned that positive parenting required looking forward rather than backward. The temptation to revisit old conflicts remained. The temptation to explain every past misunderstanding lingered. But his children didn't need another courtroom. They needed a parent. Someone focused on the future. Someone invested in creating new memories. Someone committed to building something stronger than what had been lost. That became Alex's mission. Not proving a point. Not winning an argument. Building a relationship. One day at a time. One interaction at a time. One memory at a time. Because after mediation, the most important evidence isn't found in documents. It's found in daily life. And every day offers another opportunity to strengthen the bond between parent and child. In the next part B, we'll explore how Alex will build a future with his children based on the lessons he has learned through mediation. If all goes well, then and future alienation attempts can hopefully be avoided. Part B, Building the Future. After mediation, Alex made an important decision. He would not allow the process to define his parenting. The legal agreements mattered. The schedules mattered. The paperwork mattered. But relationships are built through something much deeper. Connection, presence, and genuine involvement. One of the first things Alex focused on was strengthening communication with the important people in his children's lives. Teachers, coaches, doctors, activity leaders. He reached out professionally and respectfully. Not to create conflict. Not to revisit old disputes. Simply to stay informed and engaged. He wanted the people supporting his children to know that he remained an active parent. That he cared. That he was involved. And that he intended to remain present. At the same time, Alex continued documenting important events. But his approach evolved. For years, much of his documentation had focused on challenges. Now he began documenting successes. The science fair project his son proudly completed. The museum trip where his daughter laughed nonstop. The family photo from a weekend hike. The everyday moments that often disappear with time. These records became more than evidence. They became memories, a living history of connection. A reminder that despite every challenge, meaningful relationships were still being built. Alex also learned the importance of protecting routines. Children thrive on predictability. Regular phone calls. Consistent visitation schedules. Reliable follow-through. Simple traditions. The routines themselves weren't remarkable, but together they created emotional security. Children may not remember every conversation, but they remember who consistently showed up. Another lesson emerged as time passed. Patience. Healing relationships requires patience. Trust grows slowly, especially when it has been damaged. There were good days. There were difficult days. Moments of connection. Moments of distance. Alex learned not to overreact to either. Instead, he focused on the long view. The relationship wasn't being built in a single day. It was being built over years. And every positive interaction contributed to that foundation. Perhaps the most important realization came during an ordinary afternoon at the park. As Alex snapped a selfie with his smiling son, he understood something he had overlooked for years. He wasn't fighting for court orders. He wasn't fighting for schedules. He wasn't fighting for technical victories. He was fighting for ordinary moments. The moments that become childhood memories. The conversations during car rides. The laughter at family dinners. The pride shared after accomplishments. The comfort provided during difficult times. Those moments were the real prize, and they were worth protecting. The lesson from this chapter is simple. Mediation may establish the framework, but parenting fills that framework with meaning. Every visit honored. Every promise kept. Every positive interaction. Every moment of genuine connection. These are the building blocks of a strong parent-child relationship. Stay involved. Stay consistent. Stay present. And remember that while legal processes may shape the path forward, it is your daily actions that ultimately define the relationship. Because children rarely remember legal documents, but they never forget the parent who kept showing up. As this story continues, we'll discuss in episode 18, tips on maintaining diaries even after remediation and why. This ends episode 17 of my videos. In episode 18 we'll go into tips on maintaining diaries even after remediation is over and why. Thank you for reviewing my site and listening to this episode. Please like, subscribe, and comment. It helps this valuable site to grow and spread sound educational information. Sincere thanks, J. Claude McDaniel.